Sample data must be collected in an appropriate way, such as through a process of random selection. And if sample data are not collected in an appropriate way, the data may be so completely useless that no amount of statistical torturing can salvage them. Is the slide that leads into the two statistics that I presented to you, which hopefully you thought, yeah, that's believable. I wanted you to ask yourself, do you believe it? And then how do you think that they came up with it? And so the statistic about the average American and the amount of pounds of trash, you probably were saying, well, I maybe hit the 4 pounds of trash each day, or, I don't, but my neighbor's got, about 10 pounds. So we start to develop this idea of how to compute an average, and also what is meant when a statistic reads the average American. And so the sampling process is one way to, and the best and most appropriate way to come up with an authentic and accurate statistic when we're talking about the average American. The slide that shows the definitions of population and sample versus census is that I can make a statement about all Americans and not actually ask every single American if my sampling process is going to ensure that I get a good and decent amount of various Americans to be able to say, I've got some of the highs with regard to pounds of trash. I got some of the lows. I'm going to do some calculations, and that would represent all Americans. So the population, when we say that word in statistics, refers to the group that I am describing. I didn't say the average person in that statistic. It read the average American. So the population would be any citizen in the United States. And if I did go through and ask every citizen in the United States how many pounds of trash they generated per day, then I would refer to that process as a census, that I asked every single person. Realistically and logistically, you won't ask every citizen in the United States, and so more likely you'll be taking a sample, but you have to make sure it is a representative sample. Otherwise, your data will be it won't represent the population you're speaking of. So this is all part of the collection of data and a little bit of vocabulary thrown in there. Population refers to every member of the group that you are trying to write the statistic for. And realistically, you will take a sample of that data, do some math with it, and then come up with a statistic for that group.